Or I hit start game, or I hit any button. It's the X button. When it tells you to hit any button, are you hitting the X button, or are you hitting something else? Because I'm always hitting the X button. X marks the spot. Oh man, failed to acquire parental control information. What does that mean? I'm broadcasting though, aren't I? Okay, I'm gonna try logging in again. That's weird. That's never happened to me before. Something could be intercepting the signal. I am on a wireless network, and it's incredibly touchy. Man, that's weird. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna play. It's weird that I'm not logging in, but I am still broadcasting. Okay, so where are we? We're on the Weeping Peninsula. Last time, we killed the boss down here. And I instructed you to go ahead and explore this whole region. Tons of fun. Today, 2, 3. That's right. I was like trying to remember. I thought I had 3 dungeons to go to. Dungeons is kind of what I call anything where you have to go into an underground space and fight a boss, and you can't teleport out of it until you have defeated the boss. So the first dungeon is going to be it's going to be an enemy that we've already fought, and so it should be relatively easy. I'm going to kill this little bugger here, though. Because he gives us an Ash of War. Determination. I don't think I've ever actually put determination on anything. And now the rest of this, we're just going to run away. No use sticking around for fights that are not really going to give us anything. So when you come down this way, you see these 2 giants pulling the carriage. Up here, in these ruins, there is the Waypoint Ruins. There's a little summoning pool, and this is a summoning stone. And whenever you see these, that means that you can summon spirits. Is that the right way? No, I was doing it right the first time. It's in here. And I say dungeon, but this is really just a single room. And getting my wolves ready. The wolves are invaluable for this fight. You see, I got bleed damage on him with 3 hits. And he's staggered. This guy is pretty easy. I don't want to jinx myself now by saying that either. Oh, I almost did. Didn't even use healing for that. And you notice that he didn't drop anything, so we didn't get a talisman or an Ash of War or anything like that. But there is a Site of Grace. And behind this door... Oh, wrong button. I'm hitting the X button. I said it too much. We have Selene, the sorceress. I want to learn sorcery. Of course, we have a 9 intelligence right now, which means we can't really cast anything. And yeah, Glintstone Pebble. That's the easiest spell to cast, and our intelligence needs to be 1 point higher in order to cast it. The rest of these all have higher intelligence requirements. We do not even have a wand, a staff, basically, for casting spells. The Nod and Thought emote shows up there. I think it's good to get that out of the way, though, just because... Oh. When you do get a staff, when you are able to cast spells, she'll be the first person that you want to go to get some spells from. Gotcha. You'll notice I switched to my club, mainly because I want to take down one of these giants. And the club does strike damage, and strike damage is a lot more effective against these guys. For staggering them, anyway. Oof. Get away from him. Switch back to my sword. So you don't need to kill both of these giants. Killing one of them, well, even just attacking the one causes the other one to stop. Oh, I should heal. There's a guy back here casting spells at me. Okay. Little messy fight, but really I just wanted to open up this chest because inside of it is the Great Axe. Let's take a look at it really quick. Required strength 30. So you really don't need to attack these guys. You don't need to go after them and get their stuff right away because you can't even... You're not even going to be able to wield the weapon that you get as a reward for taking those guys out. So the next place I'm going to go is actually it's going to be down this way. So we might this might actually be a I get killed such a situation because I've used half my healing. I'm going to switch back to my flask of wondrous physic. In my head, I usually call it my big flask. My big flask, my health flask, and my mana flask. I know it's called focused, but I can't help but think of it as mana. So just running down here past these guys, they're not going to follow us all the way down here, but we are going to get invaded by an NPC who I forget what his story is, but he does a lot of bleed damage. And I'm going to soften him up a little bit. When he's that far away, I don't think I can summon anything. Oh, that's his only heal, I think. Oh. Yeah, you don't want him to get that bleed off. Once this guy shows up, you can probably get a backstab on him. I think if you just let them fight, then Nereus will lose, but I've never actually let them just fight. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm dead. I pressed my luck. Ooh, he might kill him. No, I guess not. The first time that I fought this invader, Nereus, I think I died easily 12 times. Because I just didn't know his moves. I didn't know how to fight against somebody that was moving that quickly. It was a frustrating battle. I will say that. Mainly because he did bleed damage, and the first time I played through the game, I hadn't experienced bleed damage yet, and it was quite a shock. I think I've fought him often enough that I'm kind of accustomed to his moves. I usually don't come this way until I've upgraded a sword to a higher level, but I want to show you that it is possible to beat this guy. I want to show you that it's possible to beat any of these bosses, really, with lower grade weapons, because I know you've struggled quite a bit, and even though I dropped all those runes for you that one time, it's like you can't always rely on just being leveled up to okay. I'm kind of pulling back as much as possible because I want the other guy, Ura? Oh, look at that. I got some bleed damage on him. Haha. Getting my stamina back up. Oh, I went back a little too far. Went back a little too far and aggroed one of those undead guys. Well, no more healing for you. Well, yeah, when he does that, if you just go to the side, go to the left or the right. And that's... Oh! Yeah. That's bleed damage. Well, obviously, I did that wrong. I backed up a little bit too far, and one of those undead guys aggroed on me, and then Ura was busy fighting the undead guy instead of helping me with the fight against Nereus. So, take 3. And, yeah, again, the reason why I'm not editing this and making like a crafted video is because I want you to see that it's not always perfect the first time through. You know, you gotta, especially with me, because I forget everything. I'm so absent-minded, and I refuse to look up guide for a fight. I'll get into it, and I just know, oh, he's got bleed damage. He moves really fast. He does that bloody slash attack. I can't actually use the bloody slash because my sword has a parry skill attached to it. You lose your horse. You lose torrent as soon as you get into the area where you can be invaded. So. Oh, that bleed damage takes a while to come off too. Whoa. No. Ah. I dodged backwards instead of to the side. That was a my bad situation. It is possible to get this guy. I'm just making stupid mistakes in the middle of the fight. He moves really fast, though. Man. Just wait until we get to Malekith, because I suck at that fight. That'll be a whole video unto itself, just fighting Malekith. And I know I'm throwing out character names sometimes. I know you haven't even gotten to Malekith, but get to the end of the game. Although that's kind of misleading. There's a couple of serious bosses, actually. I think, actually, I'm going to plan this out a little differently. I'm going to take these guys out. You'll notice I've switched to my mace because the strike weapon does a lot more damage against these skeletons. I'm taking them out so that I can move backward in this fight. I want to have a lot more room. I don't want Yura to be distracted because I want Bloody Hunter Yura to be taking the aggro so that I can try and get a backstab on Nereus. And we will be using the sword. Well, he's a little too close now. Yeah. Now I can heal. Got the backstab. That's what I was looking for. And another bleed. That is what I've been trying to do for the longest time. It's just get that combo off. Well, fourth time's the charge. Charm. Charge? It's the charm. Fourth time is the charm. I don't know how to speak. What do words mean? So he drops the Reduvia, which is a nice little causes blood loss dagger. It doesn't cause as much blood loss as the sword that I'm using, yet somehow he did a lot of fucking damage to me. I don't know how that works, but... And this is the cave that we're going to. This is an interesting little cave because it is set up to be like a stealth cave, but there are... This is like the only cave that is like this. So this is the first time where I've been making a video where I've been hitting all of those summoning pools, and kind of doing that just because these are areas I want to be able to be summoned into. Okay, so you see this thing here? That is a trap. That is also a trap. So if you just blindly run through those things, you'll hear bells ring, And then all these guys who are down that little cave will come running up here. Oh, and there's another one right there. There's another little trap. Four hits to get the bleed effect. It's just... Oh, man. Was not expecting to get poisoned either. And I am losing health. Oh, I don't have any neutralizing boluses. Maybe I could make some. I can make one. Okay, well, if the poison kills me, then it kills me. See, there's 5 of these guys in here. So I wasn't actually getting mobbed. I was just fighting a normal group of them. It's pretty easy to get overwhelmed when you have like 3 enemies too. So fighting 5 would have been nuts. I always forget what's in that chest, and it's just mushrooms. Like, there's no reason to pick those up, I don't think. There's a couple of crafted things that would take them. I'm only switching to the mace because I like the mace right now, and there's no particular reason for switching to it. And now you'll notice I can't summon a spirit to help me. You get him down to about half health, and now you just wait. Grovel for mercy emote. So now we can skip his dialogue. Forgive and forget. So basically he's saying he's a traitor, he's a thief. It's implied heavily that he's a grave robber. He's a character that appears in every single Dark Souls game, and the very first time he shows up, he's a grave robber. And so I believe if I just reset the world and then go back in, he'll now have his shop set up. Oh, look at that. I didn't think the mace would actually miss hitting that guy, but I guess it does. Highwayman hood. That is a totally new piece of gear for me. I've played through this game 5 times and I've never seen that. Just going to take a look at it really quick. Hideously stained and ragged hood, worn by foot soldiers who have turned to banditry. Welcome to Patch's Emporium. So it's heavily implied that he's recruited these bandits to attack people on the road, and then he sells the things that they steal for him. Margit's shackle briefly binds Margit, once imprisoned, to earth. We are going to buy that because it's going to give us a huge edge in a fight with a boss a little later. And that's the only thing we can afford, because that is everything that I had. That's all the runes I had. 600, 1200. I could get 1800 runes right now. That's not enough to level up. So we will skip it. I'm going to teleport out of here, back to the Agil Lake. And switch to my mace. We're going to do one more dungeon. These are the dungeons in this video are dungeons I feel like you should complete before you leave this area. So if everything else was practice, you were basically practicing to do these 3 dungeons. And the hardest 2 fights are the ones that we just had, Nereus and Patches. Nereus, because there's nobody else in this region that fights quite like him, and Patches because he's pretty similar. He's like fighting a fast player, like another player of the game. But he does a lot of really quick attacks, and he also has a lot of armor, so it's hard to do damage to him, or at least it was for me when I was using a sword previously. Maybe that's why I switched to the mace. Okay, so I want to leave a message here because it's important to leave messages, but since I couldn't log into the network, I can't. So I want to illustrate something with this guy right here, and we're going to fight him with a sword, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to reset the world, and I'm going to come back and fight him with a mace. And we're going to start both of our fights with a backstab. So you'll see I did like 40 damage and then 20. And he is really not, he's staggered a little bit by my attacks. That took a lot of hits to take him out. I'm just gonna, smithing stone. This whole cave is filled with smithing stones, by the way. Smithing stones! Okay, so I'll reset the world. Switch to my mace, which does strike damage. I don't think these guys, the guys that we fight in here, I don't think they can suffer bleed damage, so it really, the damage type that you are inflicting is much more important. And you'll notice that's a totally different fight. That guy was super resistant to sword damage. Now there's some rats down this way, and I don't think, usually they come out by now. Yeah, you can get pretty easily overwhelmed with these guys too, because they can attack fast. I've actually died to them just through cockiness and accidental not dodging a couple of times. And now I'm always wary with them. So this guy who's just kind of standing and supervising, he will aggro if you come walking down these stairs. So he will attack you if he sees you coming. But for the most part, these guys are oblivious to you. And we are going to kill all of them and clear out this whole dungeon. Wait, what is this place called? Limgrave Tunnels. The Limgrave Tunnels. So this is going to be a tricky area, actually, because there's a guy is going to come running out of here and also attack with a dog. Yep. If you're ready for them, you can take them both out pretty easily. But if you're not expecting them, they can overpower you pretty easily. Because the dog moves fast, and the guy just is so resistant to damage. Between the two of them, they're like they're a really effective combo. Got some more smithing stones. And we should be able to get our weapon up to +3. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what, is that it? No, there's like a secret ledge here. Am I facing the wrong way? I think I'm facing the wrong way. I think I gotta face this way. Yep, there it is. See the stake of America? That's where we're going to respawn if I screw this up. I might have already screwed it up because that guy's like looking right at me. There's nothing, I think, in the description of this game to suggest this, but I think these guys are partially blind, which is why they don't aggro unless you're either right next to them or like directly in front of them. Oh, explosive stone. Yeah, that's right. Some of them drop explosive stone. I picked up a couple things here. Glintstone scraps. You throw these on the ground and they basically they shoot out magic bolts. And the explosive stone is kind of like a grenade. You just throw it, explodes, does fire damage. It will not do anything against these guys. Although I think the glintstones will do something against them. The glintstone scraps. And I think that's it. I think we just have the boss now. Because there's no other... That looks like a secret ledge, but it really isn't. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to send this back up, because if I die here, I want to be able to come back easily and quickly. So, behind this door is another giant. If you have been practicing fighting giants, then it shouldn't be a problem. He's got more hit points, and I think he's a bit more resistant than the previous giants, but he attacks pretty much the same. Oh. Took a second, but I got that second one off. Look at that. Already have him down to half health. Oof. Didn't even get the second stagger off. The Roar Medallion. I forget what that does. Enhances roars and breath attacks. I guess that might be useful later. The reason we came down here was to get all of the smithing stones. And now that we've defeated him, we can teleport out of here. We're going to go back to the Church of Ella with Kale. And I am going to use the smithing table here to strengthen our sword up to +3. Because I think... Yeah, cannot be strengthened further. The Morning Star, I guess I don't have enough to strengthen it to +3, but now if I look at my equipment, bloody sword, bloody long sword +3. It says bloody because I have a bleed ash of war attached to it, and then Morning Star at +1. And I've got like 1900 souls. Oh, I did that wrong. I did that wrong because I am super smart. I am so smart. There we go. Now I think I should be able to level up once. And, I can finally level up strength because endurance and vigor are still at 18. And I need basically 3,400 to level up again. What level am I? I am level 22. By the time, let's see if I do the math here. By the time I'm level 30, all three of those stats will be at 20. Once I get them to 20, then I'll just be leveling up vigor until a certain point, and then I'll start leveling up stamina and strength again. Maybe even intelligence. Why am I running? I've got a horse. I kind of want to check this other merchant before I finish the broadcast, because I'm pretty sure he sells smithing stones, but I don't remember if I bought them or not already. Oh, wrong way. Always look before you leap. Don't want any trouble. Yeah, I already bought them. Neutralizing boluses. I could buy one of those. I'm not going to. Patches. Sorceress selling. That's who I was thinking of. The nomadic merchant. There's always a little bit of teleporting around to get what you want. I've thought about going through the game and just making a personal rule to myself where I can't teleport unless I'm going to the round table hold. But that'll be for another day. Okay, so we're going to go back to that smithing table and level up the mace one more time. Oh, I don't have enough runes to do it. Oh well, I guess that'll be for next time. So the next video will be kind of doing this whole area, because there's a couple of things to do. It'll be a shorter video because there's not a lot to do up here. There's 2 NPCs we're going to interact with. We're going to clear 2 areas, and then we're going to get into we're going to be set up for the first major boss fight going into Stormvale Castle. So that's it. And I hope you're enjoying it. I'll see you next time. 40 minutes! Man, I always think it's shorter, and it always ends up being longer than what I planned for.